Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today on the Campavolt new product demonstration. I'm Daniel Carlson. I'm the CEO of Campavolt. Today, we'll be going through effectively new and improved Campavolt systems, some new products. I'll be telling you the future goals and business direction of Campavolt, the improvements that we've put on systems that our customers already use. I'll be also introducing to Campavolt for campsites that are on this call that haven't used Campavolt and just want to know what Campavolt is. We'll also be going over a new payment method, new products with the Wi-Fi connected Campavolt, Camper Cash, CamperNet, and ultimately then end with telling you the services that are provided from Campavolt to you guys. So this is Campavolt. It is a Campavolt thin rail. This is what you get in the plug and play version, inside the plug and play box, as well as the unit that goes inside the electric hookup. They are a pay-as-you-go electricity meter. They're internet connected, so you don't have to physically go and read the meter usage. It allows automated payment by your campers, and it's completely effortless, hands-free for campsites. It comes in a thin rail unit and a plug-and-play version. It's perfect for traditionally unmetered pitches where you want to now start getting a grasp of the cost of electricity because of the prices of electricity are going up. And also, it's great for seasonal pitches as well. Maybe you already got them metered, but it's a hassle to take the meter readings, or it's a pain for your campers to be left with a big bill at the end of the season. This allows them to manage their cost of electricity, know how much they're using, and ultimately provides them the ability to manage their electricity. Why would you get Campavolt? Well, ultimately, you would get Campavolt so you could be more fairer for your campsite users. So you might have somebody who's got a tent who's using electricity, who's just charging a mobile phone, and then you've got a big camper van who maybe even has an electric car who's maybe charging their electric car as well. And you want to be able to provide, you still want to provide electricity for them, but you want them to pay for what they use. So it means that somebody comes to you, asks you, "Oh, can I plug in my electric car?" You can say yes, because you pay for what you use. And they plug in and they charge their electric car. In some cases, an electric car can cost £25 to £30 a day to fully charge their car. And for you guys, it means that you don't have to pay for that cost. Your campers pay for that cost. And effectively, everybody's happy. It stops them from taking the mick with the usage of electricity. You've got on holiday, you paid for an electric pitch, you use it. You're like, well, I paid for it, I'm going to use it. So they might have lots of halogen heaters warming up awnings, warming up the outdoors, and ultimately, at the moment, unmetered, you have to pay for that. Not just for that, but if you want to be environmentally responsible, you want to push that as an environmental campsite, you want to make campers aware of their electricity usage so they can make sure that they're not overusing, they're not wasting the electricity. So ultimately, what happens if you have a Campavolt? On a Campavolt plug and play, you have a QR code on the front of the device. On the DIN rail unit, you have a label that you stick on the front. This is a DIN rail unit in this electric hookup here. The camper opens up their camera app. They go up to the device and they scan the QR code. And when they scan the QR code, they then are provided a camper-specific web app, which gives them how much credit they have on the meter, whether they can refund, they can add credit to the meter, and they can check how much usage they have. They can check the usage they have on the meter. This one doesn't currently have any. And they can also visit the campsite shop at the top as well, which we'll talk about later. I can show you that in a little bit clearer detail. If we have a look here, you can see the application for campers. So ultimately, they can click £1, £5, £10, £20. When they do that, they can then pay by PayPal or pay by direct debit. They can also use a camper cash as well to top up their meter, and we'll talk about that in a bit. They can also look at the usage across their campsite, and they can also visit your campsite shop, which I'll talk about in a bit as well. Buy products, pay for them through this system, and visit local businesses that you're advertising. So that's ultimately the camper side. And something that you may notice that I'll just have to point out is that interaction with paying for electricity did not require the campsite owner or receptionist to facilitate that. No topping up of a card, no going out, reading a meter reading. It's all automated. When the camper pays for the electric, it instantly starts the flow of electric, and then they can enjoy the holiday. It's literally as simple as that. So that's the base Campavolt system. There is a tool for campsites to use to be able to have an overview of their campsites, which we'll get around to in a bit. But that's effectively the main interaction for your camper. Campavolt Business is typically an electricity pitch metering company, but as we've been visiting campsites, we've come to understand that there are lots of problems within campsites that technology can solve. So we want to become the leading tech solution provider for campsites, offering a range of services and products such as website design, website hosting, metering, Wi-Fi, captive payment systems, campsite shops, and the trust payment boxes. So we want to go beyond metering going forward. So I'd like to now show you the portal. So this is the portal that campsites use, not campers. It gives you an overview. Here we've got 4 devices. We've got usage on one device of 16 kilowatts. It's got 0 credit on there. Another device that's got £1 credit, that's this one here. You can clear that credit. So if you press the clear button, that zeroes out that credit, and then sends a message to the meter. So a few seconds after, you see the light bulb has gone off. That's connected to the power outlet of the electric hookup. So that's received. That it's now no longer got 0 credit. It's no longer got credit on a pay-as-you-go system. You can switch between a metered-only system and pay-as-you-go. A metered-only effectively never cuts off the flow of electricity. It just tells you how much usage you've had. You can clear that in the same way, but when you clear it, it doesn't stop the flow of electricity. It means you can manage how much usage from camper to camper. You can then charge for that whichever way you see fit. So if you want to charge via a card system that you already have, or just take cash, then you can do that. But that's completely up to you. That's similar to any other metering system that you would find on the market. And the other option is pay as you go. So they pay first for their amount of electricity they think they want to use. So they might top up for a tenner. They can then use that. And then at the end of the stay, if they've got anything left, you can enable them to be able to refund, or you can refund for them. You can also top up by selecting multiple devices. You could top up multiple devices at once. You can clear the credit on multiple devices at once. You can also edit the Campavolt's name. So if you're moving a Campavolt from pitch to pitch, then you can change which pitch you put that Campavolt on. That's effectively the device overview. You can sort your campsites from how much usage they have, highest to lowest, the credit, and you can also, if you've got quite a lot of these devices, you can also look for a particular one if you want to add credit to a particular one. You can now have a look at the payments that all your units have received globally. So you can receive that information. You can see how much money is due to be transferred to you. That is within the payment schedule window. So ultimately, if you want to be able to enable refunds, Campavolt has to keep that money in the PayPal account for a period of time to allow a refund. And once that period of time has elapsed, it then gets transferred to you, and that's what the pending payment total is, how much money is due to you within that window. You can enable whether you want campers to be able to refund, whether you want campers to be able to pay for the fee, for the PayPal fee, or whether you'll be paying for that. You can set between single and dual tariff, and you can change the price of the electricity that you want to charge, and there's also a standing charge that you can have on there as well. You can also export the payment information, so you can provide that information as an Excel spreadsheet file to your accountant. You can enable particular columns like the payer's email, so you can verify that was the payer, and you can also execute a refund manually through here as well if you wanted to. So you can refund either the full amount of credit or whatever's left currently on the meter. So that's the new payments. This will also show you payments from any of the other camper products. So money that you've taken in through CamperNet, money that you've taken in from your shop, or advertisements as well, will all be shown on here. You can also have alerts, so you can have a disconnection alert. So if your Campavolt disconnects or has had a high current or somebody's topped up, also how much money is in your Camper Cash product, you can have an alert on that as well, and the alerts show up on here. You can have a look at the usage of your Campavolts. So you can select a date range, and that automatically then updates. You can look in detail about exactly how much and what time usage reading came in. So you can see these trends, how you have a high usage around about 9 o'clock, and then during night time, it drops right down, and then 9-10 o'clock the next day, high usage again. So you can see that, you can see trends. You can export that information if you want to geek out about it and compare usage from one pitch to another, usage from one date range to another, to see how much usage you're using during summer to winter. So yeah, that's all available. You can switch between meters that you want to look at the usage, the historical usage of, and you can, yeah, so that's that. On here as well, we've now got booking integration. So we've got booking integration with Anytime Booking and Camp Manager. And ultimately, Anytime Booking is the ones that we integrate with the best. They work really hard to integrate with Campavolt, and it works quite well. Camp Manager we also work with, and it will allow you to add a top up on arrival. So this means effectively you can still charge what you charge for an electric pitch, but you just say now it includes £3, and that's just money that just then gets set to the meter, so your camper can then turn up on arrival and then pay, and then they've got electricity. You can automatically refund on departure, so when you press the departure button on Anytime or on Camp Manager, it'll automatically refund what's left on the meter to them, if it was them that topped up recently. And then ultimately the booking reference number. A booking reference number lock will lock to the booking reference number for your Anytime booking or your Camp Manager bookings. And what that means is effectively when a camper shows up, they scan the QR code. It won't allow them to have electricity unless they type in the right booking reference number. And what that means is campers aren't using the wrong Campavolt. So it says you've got a camper van that's been on site, they've topped up, they've gone out for the day, somebody else shows up, they go to plug into their Campavolt that they've already topped up. It will not allow them to use their Campavolt unless they type in the booking reference number. If they type in the wrong booking reference number, it tells them what pitch they need to be plugged into. You can type in an override key. That then effectively means that anybody can use any Campavolt as long as they use that as the booking reference number. It will unlock for them. So if you have somebody who hasn't come in from any of your booking integrations, they've just come in, they've turned up your front door, say, oh, I want to stay, then you can give them that key and they can still use the electricity and all the apps and everything that comes with that. And then if you enable credit low text message, when the credit gets less than 50B on the Campavolt, a text message is then sent to the camper. The text message will have a link of their Campavolt, which they can click on. It takes them straight to their Campavolt, so they don't have to scan the QR code. It means that they can be up in the hills, hiking, or in bed. They don't have to get out or go to their meter. They can top up there and then put electricity on the meter. So it means that ultimately they've not come back from a long day and ultimately their fridge is off. All their food is spoiled because they've been able to manage their electricity from wherever they are. So that's that. The other things that you can do on here is effectively you can advertise products through Campavolt. So ultimately, this is like a website builder for your Campavolt system. So you can effectively say what you want to call it. So you can call it like Alson's Shop, for example. You can add, there's 2 different elements at the moment, but we can add more as people request that they'd like to put some more information, some other, maybe a map or something like that on there. We can add that for you if you just let us know what you want. You could add a link to a particular business or a product. So say, for example, you want to sell sausages. You could sell sausages for, say, £3, which that's quite a cheap sausage. You could give a little bit of information, maybe where you want them to pick it up. You can also add another element. Maybe you want to sell firewood as well. So you might want to put where they pick it up, maybe how much would they get, and then maybe a price. And then you can also maybe, if you've got links with businesses nearby, maybe they will they'll pay for you advertising their business on your Campavolt, and that's another way you can then make money into your campsite. Once you're happy with what stuff you want to show on your campsite shop, you submit that, and then ultimately once it's submitted, it will then come through on the campsite shop on the camper app. So under the campsite shop, you see that there's firewood and there's an advertisement link where they click on the business and find more information about that business. They can also buy the products as shown previously through here. So yeah, that's also another way for you to be able to make money through the Campavolt system. We've also got on here the other products that I'm going to show you, which is the CamperNet product and the Camper Cash product, and we'll be going on to that next. But right now, I just want to talk a little bit more, about the booking integration on the portal. So the booking integration, the way it works is effectively when you press that the camper has arrived on your booking tool, that sends the information to the Campavolt server. That information then is recorded, the credit is put on the meter, the pitch is then locked to the reference number if you enabled that, and then ultimately the customer comes, they scan the QR code, they type in their booking reference number, that then checks to see whether that's the right Campavolt that they've scanned for that pitch. It will tell them to go to a different pitch if it's the wrong Campavolt. If not, then the electricity will start flowing. And then when the credit runs out, the electricity switches off, and then they can then top back up then. And they can also get a text message alert when it's running low. When your camper's departed, you either press depart on like any time or set the time, a departure time on any time, and it will automatically then refund the remaining credit that's on the meter to the camper if you enable it. So we ultimately recommend using anytime. There is a Camperbook basic booking software on there as well. It's like one step further than paper booking. It's not comparable to the mainstream booking softwares and not competing, but it's a way that you can automate your bookings. That you say you typically just do paper booking, it's just one step further away from up from that. It doesn't have any of the advanced features that the other booking tools provide, and never will. The new portal introduces a range of features. The portal now allows you to top up within 1 to 5 seconds. The camper as well, when they're using the app, that also tops up very quickly compared to previous. times where previously it could be 30 to 40 seconds when the top up would go on, which could be frustrating for your campers or for you guys as well. It's almost instant now to top up your meter. You get real-time status updates as well of when you're topping that up. You get global payment tracking. So you have effectively one place where you can see all your payments, how much you're getting for that payment window, and you can execute refunds directly from there and export that to your accountants as well. New usage visualizations just for the campsite, and then one just for the camper for telling them their usage for just their stay. You then got an optimized camper app. It's much quicker, much easier to use than the old app, web app. And now we've got booking integration. We support now campsite shops and campsite advertisements through our products, and it's much faster and it's using much more modern website design technology. Going on to the new products that we sell. Now this is Camper Cash. So ultimately it has a touchscreen on the front. You are provided, whether you've got CamperNet products, Campavolt products, or you've got the campsite shop, you can then click which one you want to do. When do you want to top up your electricity or pay for Wi-Fi or pay for a product from the shop? You click on that, you put in the amount of money that you want to add into your meter, and then you select the meter that you want to add that to, and then the meter gets topped up. An alert will be generated on the portal if when you set it to whatever threshold you want to, what value you want to keep in there, so you can then open it up, take the cash out. It effectively avoids any extra payment fees, and it means that anybody that isn't okay with technology, isn't okay with mobile phones or scanning QR codes, means that they can still top up their electricity with coins. They can also pay for the Wi-Fi, so they can get a Wi-Fi access code through here, and that allows them to then connect to the Wi-Fi and also buy any products like eggs, jam, wood, from your campsite shop as well. It's fully internet connected. Once you connect it to your portal, all your information regarding your camper products, including what pictures you have, what products you have on the campsite shop, and whether you have Wi-Fi, CamperNet, will automatically be sent to this device. So there's no further configuration required. It's already set up and ready to go as soon as you've added it to your camper portal. We're also doing a Campavolt Wi-Fi version now. So this is perfect for campsites that haven't got good cellular network coverage, but still want to be able to have an internet connected meter. So if you've got Wi-Fi coverage of your campsite, your Campavolts can now connect to Wi-Fi, and you can still have all the benefits of Campavolt on your campsite. It's now a recommended solution for connecting your Campavolt meters. It means that you're in control of the connectivity. You're not requiring a third-party EE02 to be available in your network, to not have outages. Even if a Campavolt is not connected to a network, it is still metering. So if your Wi-Fi goes down, it will send the usage once your Wi-Fi is back up again. So you don't necessarily have to have very reliable Wi-Fi. It doesn't need a very strong, high-speed connection. It's only sending out a little bit of information once every hour. So you will not notice it slow down your Wi-Fi to your campers. It will be barely noticeable when it connects. But when you do have a Wi-Fi device, you need to connect it to your Wi-Fi hotspot. So when you have it and you power it up, what you see on your Wi-Fi network list when you look for Wi-Fi on your mobile phone is you'll see a Campavolt and then a serial number, and that serial number is the same serial number of the Campavolt that you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi. You then type in the name of the Wi-Fi that you want it to connect to, and then you type in the password and then press connect. Once you're connected, it will stay permanently connected forever unless that Wi-Fi is no longer available. If the Wi-Fi is no longer available or advertising, it'll then bring up this page again and ask you to put in your new Wi-Fi if you swapped your Wi-Fi over. We now also do a way for you to charge for your Wi-Fi. So this device is a Linksys router, which we've put custom software into it, which then provides you with a payment portal for your campsite. So your campers can connect to it, pay for access to the Wi-Fi, and it also has all the security on here to make sure your Wi-Fi is secure and suitable for your campsite. You don't need a new Wi-Fi. You don't need a new internet provider. You plug Ethernet from here into your routes that you already have. And then if you have Wi-Fi extenders on your campsite, you extend this Wi-Fi and not the Wi-Fi that you've extended previously. If you have Wi-Fi products like the Campavolt Wi-Fi or the Camper Cache, it automatically connects to the CamperNet, so there's no connection configuration required. They're already pre-programmed with a connection to the CamperNet products. This is the portal that your campers will have to pay for Wi-Fi. So they pay for it via PayPal or direct debit. That payment shows on the Campavolt portal, just like your top-ups. You can then it generates an access code. You can select how much you want to charge for your Wi-Fi, how many devices you want to be able to have available for that access code, how many days you want it to be available for. And then when they type in their access code, it then provides them internet access. Even if they don't have internet access, they can still use the campsite shop. And this is the same campsite shop that was available on the Campavolt camper app, which allows them to pay for and see advertisements that you put on there for your campsite. You can also, on the campsite portal, change logos and names and text that's on this page, just like you can do on the campsite shop, which means that you can customize it to your branding. So the final thing is, ultimately, as Campavolt has now expanded and has evolved as a company, what we want to make completely clear is Campavolt uniquely offers services directly to campsites. So if you want unique integration with Campavolt, you want that to integrate with a building management system, an EPOS system, any other software API links, maybe an accounting software, Campavolt will work with you to integrate into your systems. We can also provide website hosting, website design that is much cheaper than the leading brands like WordPress or Wix. We can also provide signage for your campsites. So if you want to have information about how to connect to Wi-Fi, how to buy top up for electricity, we can make that custom signage for your campsite and help you get that manufactured. And we can also, if you come up with new product ideas that you think, oh, would be really good if we had this product on our campsite, we're willing to work with your campsite and then hopefully bring that product to other campsites across the country to help benefit them as well. So we're in this together, and we can ultimately work with you guys to then make ultimately running a campsite easier and effortless, hopefully. So yeah, that's it. If you've got any questions, just write a chat in the messaging bit, and yeah, I'll answer any questions that you've got. Thank you for your time.